Okay, it's a minute after, so I think we can go ahead and get started. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. Today, we're going to go over an overview of how to get involved in Data Privacy Week 2023. My name is Jennifer Cook. I'm the Senior Director of Marketing at the National Cybersecurity Alliance. And feel free at any point during the webinar to put questions in the chat. We'll try to get through as many questions as possible by the end of the hour. And in the meantime, I'm just going to launch a quick poll. I'm curious to know if any of you have participated in Data Privacy Week or Data Privacy Day before. Let's see. And as the answers are coming in, it looks like it's pretty split. So actually most of you are new to Data Privacy Week and Data Privacy Day, which is really exciting to see. Looks like 40% of you have participated before, so welcome back and thank you for participating again. So let's see. Before we get started, please know the webinar is being recorded. It'll be uploaded to our website, StaySafeOnline.org, by the end of today or tomorrow morning at the latest. It'll also be on our YouTube channel. The presentation slides that you'll see today will also be made available to download. And there are a lot of links in here to different resources. So it's really great to think of this as another resource for your campaign with other resources to download. And again, please use the Q&A chat box to ask any questions. First, a bit about the National Cybersecurity Alliance. We're a nonprofit organization, and it's our mission to make sure everyone has access to free, easy to understand materials that help them stay safe online and learn about cybersecurity and online privacy. We run a number of programs throughout the year. Data Privacy Week is just one of them. You can see some of the others on the slide. We have programs for businesses, college students, cybersecurity professionals, but at the end of the day, we try to reach everyone, kids, teens, parents, seniors, really anyone that uses technology. Our programs include Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Every October, we co-lead Cybersecurity Awareness Month with the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, also known as CISA. The goal of the month is to spotlight the importance of cybersecurity and year-round cybersecurity education. We also have a program for small and mid-sized business owners and employees called Cybersecure My Business. And we have a newly launched career program for students at historically Black colleges and universities to learn about opportunities in cybersecurity and find mentors. So while these are just some of our key programs, we have free resources available on our website, StaySafeOnline.org, throughout the year. So anything you want to know about phishing, securing a router, talking to kids about security or privacy. We have tons of resources that you're able to download and use freely. We like to think of ourselves as a one-stop shop on basic cybersecurity tips. So diving into Data Privacy Week, if any of you are unfamiliar, here's just a bit of background. Data Privacy Week is actually an expansion of Data Privacy Day, which began in the US and Canada in 2008 from Data Protection Day in Europe. It commemorates the 1981 signing of Convention 108, which was the first legally binding international treaty dealing with privacy and data protection. So the National Cybersecurity Alliance has been recognizing Data Privacy Day for several years now, but actually last year for the first time, we expanded it to a full week. Data privacy has become such a major concern for both the general public and for businesses that one day no longer felt like enough time to cover the whole topic. So the objective of Data Privacy Week from the National Cybersecurity Alliance is to educate individuals about how their information is collected, shared, and used, and how to protect it. And it's actually a two-pronged approach. We reach out to individuals, the general public, and we also reach out to businesses, particularly small and mid-sized businesses, but our tips can apply to any size business, to provide them with resources and advocate for being more transparent about the way they collect customer data or employee data, talking about the importance of respecting data. And I'm going to run through kind of how we talk about the messages we use and how we talk about our tips for each of these audiences. So as I've said, we break up our messaging for Data Privacy Week into kind of two categories, one for individuals and one for businesses and organizations of any kind. For individuals, our theme this year in 2023 is Data, the Story of You. So we know that websites and apps and services collect data on your behaviors, on your interests, on your purchases. A lot of personal data is out there, a lot of data about your physical self, like your health data. And we know that you can't control how each byte of data about you or your family is shared, but we want people to know that they're not helpless. And in many cases, you can manage how you share your data, who you share your data with, and how you can protect your data, especially with just a few simple steps. So we're talking about the trade-off that you make between privacy and convenience, how to adjust privacy settings to your comfort level, and how to protect your data. So when talking about the privacy convenience trade-off, nowadays when you download a new app or open a new account or new social media account, you will often be asked for access to your personal information before you can even use the service. The data might include access to your geographic location or your contacts or your photos. And for these businesses or services that are asking for the information, this data is tremendously valuable to them. And we want people to understand that it should be valuable to themselves as well. And you should think about if the service you get in return is worth the data you must hand over, even if the service is free. So, we know it's not realistic to never give out your data. That's part of doing business on the internet, but we just want people to make informed decisions about sharing their data with businesses. Is the service or app you're using worth the amount of personal data they want in return? Can you control your data privacy and still use the service? And is the data they request even relevant to the service? We like to say, why does the Solitaire app need access to my location? Thinking about what data is acceptable for a business to ask for, and choosing to do business with someone else, maybe a competitor that's asking for less data. And also talking about the importance of deleting unused apps. If you're not using the service before, it's important to, get that off your phone. They shouldn't need access to your data anymore. For every app, account, and device, it's so important to check the privacy and security settings. And this is such an important way for us to gain control over our own personal data. These can typically be found in the settings section of an app. Sometimes they might take a few moments to change, but it's important anytime you buy a new device, you download a new app, to set them to your comfort level right away. And this is also where you can set up the security settings, you can turn on multi-factor authentication. So we recommend not doing this for every account at once. It might seem like a daunting task. You can start small and start looking at your social media apps or your most important accounts, or where you think you're sharing the most data. And we also recommend getting started with our Manage Your Privacy Settings page to check the settings of social media accounts, but also other apps you might not think of, retail accounts, gaming apps, video streaming. This is just a preview of what our webpage looks like on Manage Your Privacy Settings. So sometimes it can be a little hard to find these settings on different apps. So we compiled a list of direct links to go for a whole bunch of popular sites. This is just a few of them. We have links to popular online conferencing platforms, retailers, music platforms, banking platforms, where you can go in through these links, set your privacy and security settings, or if there's no direct link to the privacy and security settings, we've linked to how-to guides on how to set them up yourself. So this is a really great resource for Data Privacy Week, perhaps one you could share with, employees or colleagues to help them be proactive in protecting their data. And data privacy and data security certainly go hand in hand. Along with managing your data privacy settings, we recommend following some simple security tips to keep your data safe. We typically recommend, focusing heavily on four, or creating long, unique passwords and storing them in a password manager, enabling multi-factor authentication, recognizing and reporting phishing, and updating software. If you're familiar with our other campaigns, you'll know these were our 4 themes for Cybersecurity Awareness Month. This past October, we've identified these as the 4 most important things you can do. They're also can be very simple, and we have direct links on our website for each of these that will walk you through step by step why it's important and how to get started. For organizations, the approach we take when talking about data privacy is a little different because according to a survey a few years ago from the Pew Research Center, 79% of US adults reported being concerned about the way their data is being used by companies. So we're really trying to encourage organizations, whether it's the private sector, public sector, higher education, nonprofits, to be open about how they use and respect privacy. Because at the end of the day, we believe that privacy is good for business. It helps build trust in your business, building brand reputation. We recommend being transparent about how you collect, use, and share consumers' personal information, and think about what a customer might expect, how a customer may expect their data to be used. This also involves designing settings to protect their information by default, communicating clearly to the public about what privacy means to your organization and the steps you're taking to maintain their privacy and protect their data. So to get started in your organization, if you run your own business, we recommend the following 3 steps: conducting an assessment, adopting a privacy framework, and educating employees. For conducting an assessment, we have more information on our website, but these are a few tips to get you started. It involves, assessing your data collection practices and understanding which privacy laws apply to your business. And remember that you may have to think about it, local, national, global regulations as well, depending on how your business operates. It also means generating and following security measures to keep personal data safe from unauthorized access, making sure the personal data you collect is processed in a fair manner and is only collected for relevant and legitimate purposes, and maintaining oversight of third-party partners and vendors, because if another organization provides services on your behalf, you are responsible for how they collect and use your consumers' personal information. We recommend adopting a privacy framework if you don't already have one, and research how the right privacy framework for you. There are several out there. We have 3 links to 3 very popular ones on the slide here. A privacy framework can help you manage risk and create a culture of privacy in your organization and build privacy into your organization's foundation. So we have the NIST privacy framework, the AICPA privacy management framework, and several others. And lastly, your employees. So your employees are the front line toward protecting all the data your organization collects. It's important to create a culture of privacy in your organization, not just by adopting a privacy framework, but by educating your employees of their obligation and your organization's obligations to protecting personal information. And I think employees also appreciate learning about this because they know that they're protecting your information as an employee as well. You could, maybe teach employees, new employees that you onboard about their role in your privacy culture during the onboarding process. make sure they're familiar with your privacy policy. Also engaging staff by asking them to consider how privacy and data security applies to the work they do on a daily basis. And we're going to run through just a few activities you can do for Data Privacy Week to train employees, to talk to employees about, how data privacy relates to their role, and also just teaching employees about privacy and security in their personal lives. I think people connect a lot more to these topics when they learn how it relates to them personally, and then they apply that to their work. So getting involved in Data Privacy Week, we have a number of suggestions and resources for you. And I'd love to also hear in the Q&A box if you want to put how you've participated before. If there's anything you'd like to share with the group, we can read those aloud. We've had close to 2,000 champions register to become Data Privacy Week champions last year. So it's always great to see the variety of different activities that people do. So for anyone who's participated in Data Privacy Day, Data Privacy Week, or Cybersecurity Awareness Month, you're probably already familiar with our Champions program. But since a number of you are joining Data Privacy Week for the first time, here's some background. Our Champions program is a way to officially show your support for data privacy education and awareness during January and align your organization with our campaign. So champions represent those dedicated to empowering individuals and encouraging businesses to respect privacy, safeguard data, and enable trust. It's completely free to sign up and open to individuals and businesses, organizations of all kinds. And please know, even if you signed up last year, you do have to re-register each year to receive new materials. So all champions receive a toolkit of materials to guide and assist you in planning and executing a campaign. And many of these materials are reserved exclusively for registered champions, which we'll review the full list in a moment. Organizations that register will also have their company name listed on our website, StaySafeOnline.org. And champions are also among the first to receive updates on Data Privacy Week news, events, and materials as well. So the Champions program is open. You can download your materials. You can download them now. You can, put them out throughout the month of January. At the National Cybersecurity Alliance, we are focusing our efforts on Data Privacy Week, which is the week of January 22nd. But you are welcome to take the materials and use them however you like, even throughout the year. We actually already have 500 organizations and individuals registered as champions. So thank you to everyone who's already signed up. And if you signed up recently, your organization's name will be listed on our website within a few days. And you can see the list of champions at the link on the screen here. Looking a bit closer at this year's toolkit, we have a number of resources, and you can download all of these right now, but we'll also have a few more coming out soon. To get started, we recommend looking at the PDF guide in your toolkit first. This has a full overview of everything you need to know about Data Privacy Week, the themes, the campaign. We also have a list of reports and research you can reference on data privacy, fast facts that you might want to use in an article or share with employees to kind of make the case for privacy or focusing on privacy in your organization. And we have plenty of ways to get involved in addition to the ones that we're going to talk about on this webinar. We also have, I want to say 15 to 20 social media graphics that you can use on your social media accounts. We also have pre-drafted social media posts that you can use wherever you like and however you like. For all of these materials, you do not need our permission to use any of them. You can modify them as you like. You can take bits and pieces. It's completely up to you. So we have social media graphics that have been formatted both for Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. We also have different variations of the Data Privacy Week logo, and we have versions for champions as well, like the ones on the screen here. So they come in different colors. You can download the champion badges to show that you are a 2023 champion. We have several video call backgrounds you can use in your Zoom meetings during Data Privacy Week. We also have a pre-drafted press release and a sample email for employees. So again, you can use these however you like. Some people choose to take copy from the press release or the email and maybe create an article or put together a newsletter for employees. But this is just a sample of a way you can announce your support for Data Privacy Week and talk about your data privacy practices to customers, to employees. You can send them out internally or externally. We have posters as well. I don't know how many of you are back in the office, but some people like to put up posters in, common areas and break rooms and by printers around campuses as well if you're at a school. We have a few infographics that you can download with information on how consumer sentiment towards data privacy and how people feel about data collection in the private sector. And stay tuned because we are going to release more infographics. We're actually going to have a few animated infographics and videos coming your way within the next few weeks. So that will automatically be sent out to all registered champions and included in all toolkits when they're available. And we have some different PDF tip sheets in our toolkit as well on different topics. We have an overview of what is data privacy. We have a tip sheet on talking to your employees about data privacy. We have one on how to be a data snob. And again, with these are PDFs, but you could always, take the copy, you can repurpose it, you can, amend it to fit your own company, your brands, and use it however you like. So that's just a summary of all the resources that we provide to you for free. I want to go over just some other suggestions for how you can get involved in Data Privacy Week and even launch your own campaign in your organization. All of these activities are things that we've seen other organizations do over the past several years. Again, there's more in that PDF guide, but these are, I think, the most popular ones we've seen and some easy ways to get started as well. So if you're at work and looking to do something internally for employees or externally for customers, or maybe, again, you're at a school, you want to do something for students or faculty, we recommend some of the points on this screen. You could get started by posting the Data Privacy Week logo somewhere on your website or maybe on your, social media page. Posting, the tips and the graphics we have to an intranet site or somewhere employees might go to look for information, sending an email to colleagues, employees, customers using that sample email template. Also, this is a great time if you've been planning to host any sort of virtual event or in-person training for employees about privacy, about security, how to be good stewards of customer data, or maybe taking an opportunity to get everybody together on a webinar and talk about your privacy policy or the importance of privacy in your organization. We've seen a lot of organizations take this time to launch a game or a quiz for employees, maybe doing some trivia and offering a prize too. Believe me, prizes are great ways to get people involved, and they don't even have to be very expensive. We've seen people giving out little plastic toys or $5 gift cards. Like, that's enough to get people, engaged and interested in participating. And then we've also seen companies issue company promotions as well during Data Privacy Week, especially if you have a security or privacy related products. Some people like to offer a discount during that week. And don't forget about other aspects of your life at home. We recommend get started by signing up for our newsletter. We send out advice on privacy and security that can be used, both at home, can be shared with your family. We recommend talking to different members of your family about data privacy because I think often outside of work, those are the people that need the advice most. They might not have access to the same trainings that you do to get the same advice. So talk to your kids, maybe talk about the importance of protecting their privacy and reviewing privacy settings, especially on popular platforms with them, like on social media or video streaming platforms. You could even sit down together as a family and review privacy and security settings. Or maybe you make it a requirement, if your kids want to download an app, you have to sit down together and make sure all the settings are adjusted to your comfort level and their comfort level. And a great way to get involved is on social media, posting privacy tips to your followers on your social networks. All of our privacy tips are in those pre-drafted social media posts that are in your toolkit. Using the hashtag Data Privacy Week. If you use the hashtag and also tag us, we're at StaySafeOnline, and that information will be available on the last slide. But we love when you use that so we can see your posts, we can see what other people are doing, and we can help amplify them as well. We're always, resharing and retweeting posts to see what other people are doing and other resources that different organizations have. So using those sample posts, the graphics, and we're also, during Data Privacy Week on January 25th, going to host a Twitter chat. So this is something we've done for a few years. You might have participated before, but from our Twitter handle at StaySafeOnline, we're going to post several questions to our followers in the community, asking them to share their top data privacy tips and resources and advice for the general public. So that's at 2 p.m. on January 25th. And if you're signed up as a champion or you're receiving our newsletter, more information will be sent. So that just, if you're looking for a way to get further involved or join an event, that's a great one. It's a great way for the privacy community to connect, to look at each other's resources. And we send you the questions in advance so you can also prepare what you want to say and what you want to share. And in your community as well, we've been talking a lot at NCA recently about the importance of educating others in your community, not just in your organization. We actually recently launched a toolkit to help equip cybersecurity professionals and data privacy professionals with resources and information about how to teach others about online safety. And specifically to use this toolkit to go out into their communities and volunteer, whether it's at their kids' school or a senior center or a library, a Girl Scout troop. We have a video series that walks you through, the different steps of preparing and delivering a presentation in your community. We have a tip sheet. We also have 4 sample PowerPoint presentations that you can use, and these are created for different audiences. We have one for a general audience, one for kids, one for teens, and one for older adults. So if you're maybe a little intimidated about going out into the community and volunteering, we are trying to make it as easy for you as possible. And these videos and these slides can definitely be altered to talk about privacy or talk about different topics that you think would be important to share with your community. And of course, if you're going out and volunteering, you certainly don't have to do it alone. We have, there's the resources available in your toolkit. We also recommend sharing additional resources from different organizations as takeaways in any presentation you do. And we actually have some other resources from different organizations that we'll share in a moment that might be helpful for you as well. So even if you don't plan on volunteering in your community quite yet, there are still a lot of great pieces of this advice that you can take and apply to work. If you're going to do a training or an event for employees about privacy and security, we have a lot of tips for how to talk about these topics in ways that are empowering, that are actionable, that will achieve results. So employees are also part of the general public. Again, a lot of these same tips can apply. But just some advice we recommend if you are going to do this kind of presentation, either in your organization or somewhere else, start by identifying your audience and the behavior you want to change or influence. Are you talking to a specific group of people or a specific department? What are you trying to achieve and what do you want your audience to take away from your presentation? And don't be afraid to focus on just a few things. Sometimes when we present too much, it all just, kind of goes in one ear and out the other, but don't be afraid to really drive home one or 2 points, walk people through how to update their privacy settings, even if it's just on, social media accounts, for example. I think sometimes that can be a lot more effective. And some of the same tips too, for if you're conducting organizations at work, doing polling, trivia, giving out prizes, even if you can bring some branded giveaways from work into places in your community. There are some very inexpensive ways to keep people engaged in these presentations. And of course, like I said before, making the presentations relatable for employees or external audiences by tying the topic into their home life or family life, or maybe to their specific department or role within your organization is very important. When talking about data privacy in general, again, whether it's externally or internally in your organization, we like to recommend these following 5 words: being actionable, positive, empowering, simple, and realistic. So actionable, giving people, concrete next steps, like step by step what they should do, how they can stay secure online, maybe telling them at the end to go update their, create a strong password on their email account or their social media accounts, giving them concrete things to do. Being positive and empowering. Privacy and security topics can seem very overwhelming. We've found in our research that people are often frustrated by these topics. They're intimidated by these topics, and they are intimidating, but that doesn't lead to action. There are still so many things we can do to manage our privacy, to manage our own security. And so that's what leads to action in the end, when people, feel empowered to be able to do these things. Also keeping it simple as well, avoiding jargon, that can be hard sometimes when we're, in the tech industry, but, remember that not everybody has the same, knows the same lingo that you do. So trying to keep it as simple as possible helps people, retain the information more and helps them feel more empowered. When they understand what you're saying, they, feel empowered to take action and protect themselves. And keeping it realistic, we don't want to be, positive to the point where we're not talking realistically about, the problems that we're facing, but also just understanding about the challenges people face in their day-to-day life. Chances are, if you start a presentation and tell people never to use Google, not many people are going to take your advice, or that's just kind of improbable for most people. So just being realistic about, what people can do, what people might be willing to do to protect their privacy and security, and driving home the point that it can be actually very simple and convenient to stay safe online. So for Data Privacy Week, we are celebrating the full week of January 22nd to 28th, and we have several events that I wanted to turn your attention to. And registration is not open yet, but save the dates for these. We'll be sending more information soon. Our first event will be on Tuesday, January 24th, called Data, the Story of You. This will be on LinkedIn Live, and we're going to have a lot of great speakers talking about kind of general topics for, why privacy is important, and specifically advice that you can apply to your home life and your family life, talking about privacy for kids using technology. So registration for this is free. It'll be open soon. Stay tuned as we announce more speakers. Again, we're hosting the Twitter chat. This will be on Wednesday, January 25th. And if you're interested in participating and receiving the Twitter chat questions in advance, feel free to email me. My email's on the screen and I'll share it afterwards. So again, this is a great time to come prepared and share your top privacy and security tips. It's just an hour. It's a really great, simple way to get involved in the campaign. And then on Thursday, January 26th, we're going to have another event on LinkedIn Live, co-hosted by LinkedIn, called Today's Data, Tomorrow's Currency. And this is more focused for professionals in the industry. We're going to talk about privacy by design, the globalization of privacy, and news on, emerging privacy laws and regulations as well. So again, registration information will open up soon, but this is also free to attend. And before we get to Q&A, I wanted to share a few additional resources before we wrap up. So starting with our website, there are links for all these resources on the screens, and this will be shared after. But this is another great place to go if you're looking for more information on the campaign. We have information about Data Privacy Week, why data privacy is important, the themes we talked about. This is also where you can become a champion, look at our Manage Your Privacy Settings page. And we also have a link to a lot of great videos and video interviews we've done over the past few years with different privacy experts. again, all this information you can share it, you can download the videos if you're interested, share it in your trainings or your organization. And some resources I wanted to highlight from some of our partners. I also recommend looking at the Federal Trade Commission's website at the link on the screen for more resources on privacy and security advice. They have a lot of great articles. And if you're looking for resources in Spanish, I also recommend going to their website. I think all of their resources are available in Spanish. Unfortunately, at NCA, our resources are not available in Spanish. We're hoping to make that available next year, but the Federal Trade Commission is a great place to go for Spanish language resources. If you're a privacy professional and you're interested in connecting with other privacy professionals, I recommend looking at IAPP, the International Association of Privacy Professionals, is particularly their Knowledge Net meetings. They're hosted around the world. It's a great opportunity to network, attend happy hours, and get to talk to other privacy professionals as well. And also just a great way to, celebrate Data Privacy Week. You can find more information about the Knowledge Net meetings on our website shortly as well on our Data Privacy Week page, or you can go to the IAPP link on the slide here. And as far as some more educational resources, I highly recommend looking at Mozilla's Privacy Not Included guide. This is a buyer's guide and talks about the privacy of different connected devices like gaming consoles, smart home devices, smart speakers. It's a great guide. So you can read product reviews and articles about the privacy and security of specific IoT devices. And if you're looking to learn more about privacy and keep up with the latest privacy news, two resources we really like are the Consumer Reports website has a lot of great articles about data privacy, and also DuckDuckGo's blogs, spreadprivacy.com. Both have resources on tips and advice for protecting your privacy, and also just information on the latest data privacy and security news. Before we wrap up, just wanted to thank our sponsors of Data Privacy Week, Microsoft and Optiv. Thank you so much for your support. If you're interested in getting involved even more, sponsorship opportunities are still available. You can contact myself or my colleague Leah. Her email is on the screen at leah@StaySafeOnline.org. So with that, I want to take a look at the Q&A box and see what questions we got in. In the meantime, our contact information is on the screen. Our website is StaySafeOnline.org. We're at Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram as well. So we'll be posting Data Privacy Week resources starting now and through January. And you can also email us at any time with questions. Our email is info@StaySafeOnline.org. And with that, let's see what kind of questions we have. So we got a question: if you register as a champion, can you register without posting the company name to our website? So yes, if you do not want your company name posted to our website, just send us an email to info@StaySafeOnline.org, or you can send it directly to me. I'm at Jennifer@StaySafeOnline.org. Let us know, and we'll make sure not to add your name. We also have a question: is there an individual equivalent of a champion? Yes, so when you go to fill out our form to become a champion, there's a box on there that'll ask you if you're signing up on behalf of an organization or as an individual. So you can definitely sign up as an individual. You can even sign up as both. You can sign up for your organization. You can sign up as an individual, send it to other employees that may want to receive their own toolkits, and sign up as an individual. Let's see. So some people maybe have not received their toolkit yet. So you should receive your toolkit within a few minutes of signing up. Sometimes they get caught in spam filters. So I would recommend making sure that info@StaySafeOnline.org is on your safe sender list. If you do not receive it within the next day or so, feel free to send us an email and we can send you the toolkit a different way. There are a lot of documents in there and a lot of information, so sometimes it gets caught. Let's see. Yep, we have some questions about getting the Data Privacy Week infographics and the Data Privacy Week logo. Yep, that'll all be in the toolkit. Again, if you have not received your toolkit yet, but you've registered to become a champion, please send us an email. Let's see. We have a question about sharing the slides. Yes, all this full deck will be shared after the presentation. You'll get an email within a few hours with the video recording and these slides. It'll also be available on our website. Let's see. We have a question about requesting a speaker for a webinar. So we do have speakers that are available to present. I can include some information about requesting a speaker from our organization. We have a form on our website, but if you could let us know, the topic you're interested in, specifically if you're interested in certain data privacy topics or just want a general education session, we can match you up with a speaker from our organization. Let's see, are there any other questions? We have a question about the timing of the Twitter chats. So typically our Twitter chats are at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We try to, make sure we do a time that works for in the US, the East Coast and the West Coast, since that's where the majority of our participants come from. Unfortunately, we don't do these in the evening, but we do try to make as many of our events available as possible. Everything's going to be recorded. So if people can't join at those specific times, the recordings will be available. And even if someone isn't available to participate in the Twitter chat, we recommend still using the Data Privacy Week hashtag to always share the resources so we can see them as well. We're always happy to help amplify those no matter the time of day. Great, and with that, I think we'll end there. If there are any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Again, this will all be available online on our YouTube channel and our website. And if you have any questions also leading up to Data Privacy Week, have any questions about our resources or other ways to get involved, please feel free to reach out. But thank you all so much for joining this afternoon or this morning, depending on where you are. And thank you so much for participating in Data Privacy Week. We look forward to seeing all of your activities and all of your plans.